Kim Novak never wanted to be a Hollywood star. She didn't chase fame, yet it found her anyway. Born Marilyn Pauline Novak in 1933, she started out as a model before Columbia Pictures took notice. They wanted to change her name to something more glamorous, but she refused to let go of her family identity. And so, Kim Novak was born, not just in name, but as one of the biggest actresses of the 1950s. Her early films set the stage for a remarkable career. In 1954, she appeared in The French Line and Pushover, the latter marking her first leading role. The audience took notice. Novak wasn't just another blonde actress. She had a presence, a quiet strength that made her stand out. Hollywood was quick to capitalize on her appeal, casting her in major films that would define her legacy. The turning point came in 1955 with Picnic. This romantic drama, where she played the beautiful but conflicted Madge Owens, proved she had real acting talent. The film became a hit, winning multiple Oscars, and cemented her status as a leading lady. That same year, she starred alongside Frank Sinatra in The Man with the Golden Arm, a groundbreaking film about drug addiction. Novak's performance as Molly, the supportive but troubled girlfriend, showed her depth as an actress. Hollywood had found its new star. Then came Vertigo in 1958. Alfred Hitchcock cast her in one of the most complex roles of her career, playing both Madeline Elster and Judy Barton. The psychological thriller was ahead of its time, filled with mystery, obsession, and deception. Novak brought vulnerability and intrigue to the role, making it one of the most unforgettable performances in film history. But working with Hitchcock wasn't easy. He controlled every detail, from her costumes to her movements. Despite the challenges, she delivered a performance that would define her career. Ironically, Vertigo wasn't a major success when it was released, but over time, it became recognized as one of the greatest films ever made. Novak didn't want to be trapped in one type of role, so she switched gears later that year with Bell, Book, and Candle. This lighthearted romantic comedy showed a different side of her, proving she could handle humor just as well as drama. But Hollywood is always looking for the next big thing. By the early 1960s, new actresses were rising, and Novak's dominance started to fade. She continued acting in films like Strangers When We Meet and Of Human Bondage, but the magic of her earlier career was fading. Behind the scenes, her personal life was just as dramatic. In 1957, she began a relationship with singer Sammy Davis Jr., but the studio system didn't approve. In an era of strict racial boundaries, their romance was considered too controversial. The pressure forced them to separate. She later married British actor Richard Johnson in 1965, but the marriage lasted only a year. It wasn't until 1976 that she found lasting happiness with Robert Malloy, a veterinarian who shared her love for animals. They remained together until his passing in 2020. Novak slowly stepped away from acting, making only a few appearances, in the 1980s including a role in the TV series Falcon Crest. Her final film, Liebestraum in 1991, ended on a sour note. The experience left her disillusioned with Hollywood, and she never returned to acting. Instead, she found fulfillment in painting, a passion that had always been part of her life. Living in Big Sur, California, she spent her days away from the spotlight, focusing on art and raising horses. Despite stepping away, her impact on Hollywood never faded. She was honored with 2 Golden Globes, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and countless accolades for her contributions to cinema. Her roles in Picnic, The Man with the Golden Arm, and Vertigo remain some of the most celebrated performances in film history. Even after all these years, her name still carries a sense of mystery and intrigue. Kim Novak didn't chase Hollywood, but for a time, she ruled it. Her decision to walk away only made her more legendary. In an industry that often consumes its biggest stars, she did something rare. She took control of her own story. Now, her legacy isn't just in the films she made, but in the choices she stood by. A Hollywood star who refused to be defined by Hollywood itself.